Hello and welcome to the 2013 UCI Junior Track World Championships. I'm Kat Cuby and I'm standing in front of the newly opened Sir Chris Hoy Velodrome, which is soon to be one of the venues for the upcoming Commonwealth Games here in Glasgow next year. So this is one of the most important events in the cycling calendar, with around 32 countries and 250 individual athletes. We've been here over the last week and we've seen loads of action. We're going to show you some of the highlights. The day began with the women's 7.5 kilometre scratch race. Let's have a look at how they got on.
So Para of Colombia looks a favourite here for the first gold medal for Colombia of these championships. So we're into the final lap when they come round here. And the Colombian rider getting the bell, but she is the head of the race. Second place across the line is still Gibson of Canada. And here's the charge now from the main field for the bronze medal. And on the line, it looked like that was taken by the rider from Denmark. So what a superb ride, and a gold medal for the rider from Colombia, lapping the whole field and taking the victory. Jessica Para of Colombia is a winner of the women's 7.5 kilometre scratch race.
So victory for Colombia, silver for Canada, and Denmark gets bronze. Next came the men's pursuit, with the final coming down to a real close finish.
So the halfway point reach for Australia, 2:04.977, 2:06.604 the time for New Zealand. So we're almost 2 seconds separating these two teams at the moment, with the second part of this team pursuit to be completed, the final 7 laps or so. So the New Zealand team really do need to find something here to try and even out this match, because the Australians at the moment have the upper hand, and that gap is increasing. Still all 4 riders for both teams fully committed to the effort here. And at the next check, 2:52.96 for Australia, 2:53.145, almost 3 seconds in arrears, the team of New Zealand. Well, into the final kilometre. And New Zealand drop their 4th man with inside 4 laps to go. So the pressure on the 3 remaining riders in the New Zealand squad to try and up the pace. Meanwhile, the Australians still with all 4 riders line astern as they go down the home straight. So Connor Stead, who's been dropped by the New Zealand team, so that leaves Aitchison, Goff and Haggerty to complete the distance for New Zealand. But it's not too far away from Australia being in the same straight as their opponents here, as we come down to just 2 laps to go. Inside that point now, Australia, now they shed their 4th man, I should say. 3 riders left on the track. 3rd rider is the one who will record the time. But Australia, they've been in the lead since the start. And as we come into the final lap, the Australians are heading for a gold medal here. The form from the qualification round being reflected here in the final. Australia, they celebrate, and deservedly so. They take the gold medal in a time of 4:06.159. And a valiant effort by New Zealand, taking the silver with 4:12.211.
And the medals for the men's team pursuit: Australia takes gold, silver goes to New Zealand, and Great Britain misses out to Russia for the bronze medal. The finals of the women's team sprint saw a close contest between Australia and Russia, and both teams were fighting hard.
So just over 0.2 of a second separated these two teams in qualification earlier today. Australia, Beckett and Falapi, and Russia, Kisleva and Orogovoya. And it is the Australians who started in the home straight, taking a little closer order here, and it looks like they'll get to the line first and make their change. So here we go, with Falapi riding the final leg for the team of Australia. And the rider for Russia is into her final lap as well. That's Kisleva. And at the line, Australia, I think, get that one. Yes, they do. Confirmed 35.344. Still very close indeed, but still coming out on top are the Australians, beating the Russians into second place. So gold medal for Australia, and the silver medal will be taken by the team of Russia.
Gold goes to Australia, silver goes to Russia, and Korea takes bronze in the women's team sprint.
So we've already seen Australia take on Russia in the women's team sprint final. Now it's the turn of the men. These teams are very evenly matched in qualification earlier in the day. The Australians just marginally faster, which is why they started in the home straight, as opposed to the Russians who started in the back. At the completion of the first lap, nothing to choose between them. Quick glance behind by the Australian team to just make sure the Russians aren't gaining ground too rapidly. And they're still very evenly matched here. This one's going to come right down to the wire, I suspect, heading for the second change. And Australia versus Russia for one more lap to determine who will take the gold medal. Half a lap to go. Still, you cannot split these teams by eye. It'll all come down to the final time. Here they come into the finishing straight now. Australia in the home straight, Russia in the back straight. Oh, that was really close. Well, we await confirmation of the finishing time. So, confirmation that the time for Australia, 45.639, and the time for Russia, 45.714. So the gold medal goes to the team of Australia.
And the medals for the men's team pursuit: Australia takes gold, silver goes to New Zealand, and Great Britain misses out to Russia for the bronze medal. So that completes the first day of exciting action, with Australia taking 3 gold medals, and I'm sure we'll be seeing them back on the podium before too long. We start day 2 with Danielle Kahn of Team GB in the women's 500 metre time trial.
With a great start from Danielle Kahn, representing Great Britain, former national champion in this 500 metre time trial discipline. And you'll be impressed to note from her British cycling biography, her favourite cyclist, bet you can't guess. Yes, it is Sir Chris Hoy, so appropriate. She is here at the Sir Chris Hoy Velodrome trying to score a medal in this women's 500 metre time trial. The first lap, 0.9 seconds ahead of the rider who was previously the leader, Kim of Korea. So let us see if she can carry that through to the line. She's under the scoreboard for the final time. Danielle Kahn of Great Britain is going to bring this one home. She crosses the line, stops the clock in the time of 35.456. New fastest time, almost 2 seconds faster for Danielle Kahn of Great Britain.
So 3 to go, and here is the first of those 3, the new European champion at this discipline, at junior level of course, with a time of 35.387 just the other week. It's the French woman, Melisandre Pain.
So Melisandre Pain of France is underway. And as Mike rightly pointed out, that time in competition in Portugal a month ago, 35.387, just a tenth of a second faster than the time posted by Great Britain's Danielle Kahn in heat number 5, who of course is still the leader of our classification. Here comes Pain at the completion of her opening lap, and she's a little slower, 0.3 of a second, 20.364 the time for Pain, with inside 250 metres still to go. So the French rider trying to challenge for the overall lead. Can she get there? Into the finishing straight now. And she will stop the clock in a time of 35.926. So Pain goes into second place. So Danielle Kahn of Great Britain remains the leader with just 2 more riders to go.
This next rider, the penultimate rider, is from Australia. Yesterday, she was part of the Australian duo that took gold in the team sprint. Tian Beckett.
Tian Beckett of Australia, the penultimate competitor. Still no one overhauled that leading time of Danielle Kahn, posted in heat number 5, 35.456, as if you need us to remind you. And here comes Beckett into the completion of her first lap, 20.148. She's 0.15 of a second down on Kahn's time. This is looking good for the British rider, with just 1 more rider to follow Beckett. The Australian, who have had a great championship so far on day 1. She's coming to the line now, and she will record a time of 36.132, and will finish at the moment in 3rd place. So Pain remains second, and Kahn of Great Britain remains the leader with just 1 more rider to go. So guaranteed at least a silver medal for Danielle Kahn of Great Britain.
Australia bags the bronze, France takes home the silver, and GB's Danielle Kahn takes home the gold.
Well, now, we've already seen 1 Great Britain gold medal being presented this evening. Is there to be another? Well, the Russian Federation might have something to say about that.
So both teams cleanly away from the starting gate. 16 laps lie ahead. Both teams still got all 4 riders moving well here. They are on course here to regain that world record from the Australians. They dropped their 4th rider, but the pace still very high indeed here. Still the favour of Great Britain, the team in the home straight. Their coach Matt Winson urging them on. So the riders of Great Britain looking for that world record. Emily Nelson, the rider they've dropped, but that is all down to the final 3 riders on the track. Amy Hill, Hayley Jones and Emily Kay. Can they do it? The time to beat 4:38.246 and the gold medal at stake here for Great Britain. We are looking for a victory and a world record time. Will they do it? Yes, they will. The gold medal for Great Britain and another new world record for the riders from the team of Great Britain. Amy Hill, Hayley Jones, Emily Kay, Emily Nelson are the gold medalists, the World Junior Champions and the new world record holders at a time of 4:36.085, the team of Great Britain.
So for the women's team pursuit, it's Australia in bronze, silver for Russia, and GB takes the gold. A great battle for gold there, giving Team GB its 2nd gold medal today and a new world record for the event. The competition went into its 3rd day, which started with the women's individual pursuit, and Australia competing for more medals in the bronze and gold matches.
So here we come to the big one, the race for gold. In the home straight for Australia, a team pursuit bronze yesterday for Lauren Perry. And in the back straight for the Russian Federation, she took team pursuit silver yesterday and was actually a bronze medalist in this discipline in the World Junior Championships last year in New Zealand, Natalia Mozarova.
So the battle for the gold and silver medals in the junior women's individual pursuit final. Completion of the first lap. And nothing in it. It's going to be another closely run one. Just a 700th of a second. There's the time separating them. And in qualification this morning, it was Perry who posted the faster time, hence the reason she started in the home straight, 2:27.890, and Mozarova posting 2:28.207. Still very closely matched, just a 10th of a second between them. .08 of a second now in favour of the Russian Federation rider. But you cannot separate them visually just glancing across the track. This is very closely matched indeed. We're approaching the halfway checkpoint, and at that point 1:15.009 for Perry, 1:14.888 for Mozarova, so she still has a marginal advantage over her Australian opponent, but that I think is changing now because Mozarova falls 0.2 of a second behind the pace of Perry. As we get into the closing stages here, it'll be a couple of laps to go when they reach their home station. This time, so this really is going to go down to the wire in the battle for the gold and silver medal. Australian coach imploring his rider to go faster, and she's doing so. 0.6 of a second now to the advantage of Australia. Lauren Perry on course for the gold medal, but let's see if Mozarova of the Russian Federation has got anything in reserve for the final lap. Bell this time for both riders, still the advantage to Australia and Lauren Perry. Can she clinch this gold medal ride here? Well, that's a big gap now for Mazarova to try and close, and Perry looking good for yet more gold for Australia. Here she comes through to the line now and taking the gold medal in the time of 2:27.156 from Australia, Lauren Perry, and the time for Natalia Mazarova of the Russian Federation, 2:28.642. She will take home the silver medal.
In the women's individual pursuit, Australia take home bronze, Russia takes silver, and another gold medal for Australia. Next up was the men's points race.
So Litza and Downey are the two leading riders, 14 laps to go. Jacob Reagan just trying to lift the pace in the main field as well. Clipping clear with the Mexican rider. That's Moreno. But not being allowed to escape. Meanwhile, Litza and Downey still making the moves at the front. Moreno, the Mexican rider, along with Reagan, still very active at the head of the chasing peloton. Just short of a quarter of a lap advantage, and we're 2 away from the penultimate sprint. Downey and Litza. Well, Litza's the best place of the two of them. He's in 13th spot at the moment with only 3 points scored. Downey yet to open his account. Well, he's left it late to challenge for a medal, but it would be so nice to cross the line in first place. They're 11 laps away from that, 1 away from the penultimate sprint. Mark Downey of Ireland in the green colours, and Said Litza of Italy in the blue and white. Denmark lead the chasing peloton. And you can't keep down the race leader, Benjamin Thomas, even though he's theoretically got enough points already. Thomas coming through for 3rd spot in that sprint behind Litza and Downey. And it looked like the Japanese rider Hirai also sweeping up some points there. So that'll rejig the classification a little bit in the minor placings, but it increases the advantage for Benjamin Thomas to an unassailable position with just 9 laps to go.
Absolutely, Carl. Litza it was who took the 5 points there from Downey with 3, but Thomas got a vital 2 points there to really seal it, barring accidents, and Oliveira was in 4th place at that sprint with 1 point. So Thomas has now extended his lead to 13 points over his nearest challengers, with only 1 more sprint to come. He's got 40 points. Wang and Osorio at the moment are equal on 27 points in silver medal position. Chris Foley's only 1 point behind on 26, and Edgerson and Oliveira are on 25. So whilst Thomas looks sure, barring accidents, to take the gold, there's one heck of a fight going on here between 5 or 6 riders for the minor medals.
There sure is, Mike. In meantime, it is Germany on the attack. Julian Witt, who has taken this race by the scruff of the neck in the closing stages, just 6 laps to go. Colombian rider in 2nd spot here, trying to close down the gap. Juan Osorio, well, he's one of the riders vying for that silver medal, tied on points with Emil Wang. And as Mike said, Christofuli and Aitchison also within contact along with Oliveira. So this really is a battle for the minor placings. Gold medal looks assured, but the silver and bronze certainly not. It'll all come down to the final sprint for the line, and we are only 4 laps away from that point. 1 kilometre of racing to decide the medal positions in the junior men's points race final. Germany have the head of the race. Julian Witt of Germany into the back straight, being pursued now again by the Czech Republic this time. 3 laps to go. Remember, that battle for the minor placings is where all the action will lie. Witt has not got sufficient points to challenge for that. He's in 7th place at the moment with 22. 5 points, might just get him though up into a medal position. So 2 to go. Julian Witt of Germany ahead of the rider from Denmark, Wang, who's in 2nd place in the classification, attacking around the outside now in the closing stages. We've got 1 lap to go. Bell on the line this time. The rider on the attack from Chile is Cornejo, and he is lying further down the classification with only 9 points scored, so he'll take away the points from those looking for the 2nd and 3rd places. Cornejo looks like he's going to take the final sprint. The Argentinian in the middle of the chasing pack here. Looks like he'll pick up 2nd place, and Aitchison of New Zealand was there as well. So Christofuli subject to confirmation, was there or thereabouts in that sprint. Well, we'll wait for the confirmation of that sprint for second place. Cornejo, no doubt he was the winner, but the minor places in that final sprint will determine the outcome of this men's points race final.
It's Aitchison who's gone ahead. It's just come up as they've re-looked at the photograph. Aitchison took second place in the final sprint. Oliveira took 2 points for third, and Othman 1 point for fourth. So in fact, Aitchison has gone ahead of Wang into the silver medal position. Oliveira on 27, Wang on 27, Osorio on 27, and having looked at the photograph again, it has been clear that of those three, Oliveira was the first of them to cross the line, and therefore he takes the bronze. So it's gold for Thomas, silver for Aitchison, and bronze for Oliveira in what proved to be a thrilling finish to the men's points race. So quickly on to the 25th rider now from Germany, and a European champion, took gold in the team sprint just the other week, and also took silver in this particular discipline with a 1-minute 3 ride. And here, a couple of days ago, took bronze in the team sprint, Maximilian Dornbach.
Well, Maximilian will have to apply maximum effort here to this one to try and move up to the top of our classification. Remember, Capone of France is the current leader. Young of Korea second. For so long he was at the top of that table. And Hooper of New Zealand currently in third spot. And as we come around to the completion of the opening lap for Dornbach of Germany. And that's 2:87 inside the required pace. So let's see if we can keep this momentum going as the kilometre time trial progresses. We're at the halfway point when he reaches the home straight this time. 33.195, still faster by 0.3 of a second. Looking good for the German here, Dornbach. Maximilian Dornbach has got 1 lap to go when he comes to the line this time. He is still inside that fastest pace of Capone. So this is going to be agonisingly close, but I think Dornbach may be on schedule here to upset that position of the French rider at the top of the classification. Heading for the finish line now. Dornbach of Germany will stop the clock in 1:03.129. I reckon that's the fastest time by over a second.
In the men's 1K time trial, Australia take bronze, Russia takes silver, and Germany bags gold. So on to day 4, and there's plenty of track action to keep us entertained. Let's head off first to the women's points race.
4 riders opening a small advantage. But it is a small advantage and swiftly neutralised again. 1 lap away from the penultimate sprint. 5 points for the first rider across the line. And it looks like France just holding off the charge from Colombia, Belarus and Hayley Jones of Great Britain, grabbing an important point in 4th place there. Wait, of course, as ever, for official confirmation, which Mike will bring you as soon as it's on the screen in front of us. Here comes the sprint this time, just preempting that one. There we are, this really is the sprint. So Hayley Jones in 2nd spot in that one. Colombia first, and Belarus also up there as well. So 3 points for Hayley Jones. Jessica Parra will get 5. Bonhomme also up there as well. We'll get confirmation of 2nd and 3rd place, and 3rd and 4th as well.
Yes, Parra getting the 5, Carl, and Hayley Jones weighing in with another 3. Sachanka this time taking the 2 points. We haven't seen a lot from her. In fact, those are the first 2 points that she has scored throughout this race. And Fidanza getting a vital 1 for her. It's crept her a little closer to Elisa Wundersitz, who still sits at the head of the standings with 35 points. Fidanza in 2nd place with 34, and Hayley Jones in 3rd with 30. But she's closely followed by Jessica Parra, 18 years of age today, with 29 points, and Vasilieva on 26. I'll just mention the 6th rider because she completes the 6 who gained the lap earlier, and that is Wichmann, who is on 22 points. So Wundersitz at the moment in the lead, but only by 1 point. One more sprint to come.
Well, absolutely intriguing battle here with only 6 laps to go. Oh, and a crash has brought several riders down there. Oh, well, that could well change the complexion of things here. And I can see the Belarus rider is certainly on the ground, so too the French woman. Meanwhile, the race continues for the rest. 6 laps to go. So, meanwhile, South Africa are leading the charge down the back straight. So riders cannot return to the race within the last kilometre. So those who have been felled in that crash, if they're not back in now, they won't be able to. Belarus back up and running here. But the leaders are into the finishing straight with 4 laps to go. Wundersitz at the bottom of the track. There are 5 points available in the final sprint for Wundersitz on 35, Fidanza on 34, Haley Jones on 30. Well, the best you could hope if both Wundersitz and Fidanza fail to score is to be joint with Wundersitz. But of course, if there is an equality of points, then she would take the decision ahead of Wundersitz, as it's the order across the line when there's an equality of points. So it's an intriguing battle here, and there are only 2 laps to go before we know the destiny of the medals, the gold, the silver, and the bronze in this women's point race final, I should say. Wundersitz on the front, winding it up. Well, she's got that 1 point buffer. If she makes it 5 across the line this time, it'll be gold medal for her. The Australian under the scoreboard, heading for the bell this time. Wundersitz leading it out, Denmark second wheel, Italy coming round the outside. Arianna Fidanza of Italy making her challenge to overhaul Wundersitz. If she does so, she'll get 5 points, and Wundersitz only 3. Here we go, heading for the line. Fidanza of Italy ahead of Wundersitz, with Denmark and Haley Jones in 4th place, I think, across the line. Well, if that's confirmed, Fidanza will go to 40. 39, in fact, and Wundersitz will go to 38. We'll wait for confirmation of that sprint, Mike. There it is.
It was a vital, wasn't it? And Fidanza has got the 5 points, and Wundersitz only the 3. Did Eriksson the 2 points, and Haley Jones the 1. And right at the death, it means, subject to confirmation, as I always say on these occasions, that Arianna Fidanza takes the gold medal. The Italian just doing it at the right time to take gold. Elisa Wundersitz will have to settle for silver, 38 points to Fidanza's 39, but that vital point by Haley Jones in 4th place helped her to stay in 3rd place. So again, subject to confirmation, the bronze medal goes to Great Britain's Haley Jones.
Yeah, and confirmation of that result on the big screen for you. Arianna Fidanza is the gold medalist and the World Junior Champion at the points race. Elisa Wundersitz second with 38, but Haley Jones in 3rd place with 31 points takes the bronze medal.
In the women's points race, Great Britain takes the bronze, Australia the silver, and Italy takes home gold. Next up on day 4 was the final of the women's sprint, which saw Danielle Kahn competing for another gold medal.
So here we go, a very crucial sprint coming up here. This is the second of a possible 3 runs for the gold medal and the women's sprint championship. Between, on the outside for Great Britain, Danielle Kahn, and on the inside for Belgium, Niki de Grandella. Now remember, Niki de Grandella got the better of Danielle Kahn in the first leg. If she wins this one, she is the women's junior sprint champion of the world. Danielle Kahn has to win this time to take this to a decider.
So De Grandella leading away. Khan happy to sit in second spot at the moment. She was outpaced by her opponent De Grandella when it came to the run down the finishing straight in the first heat. Sprint coach Jonathan Norfolk, in fact, at the side of the track on the GB Sprint coaching team. Just pointing up the track to Khan to take a higher position, which he duly does. De Grandella moves up to counter any potential move from Khan. They draw level. There is one lap to go. The bell will sound when they come to the finishing straight this time. Khan launches over the top of De Grandella. She's inside the sprinter's line now and fully committed. The Belgian has the advantage of the slipstream of Khan to try and come around the outside. The British rider, though, still has the advantage under the scoreboard. It's more than a bike length for Daniela Khan. She needs this one to force a decider, and she will take it. So that will go to a third and decisive match as Daniela Khan of Great Britain makes it one match all. So Nikki De Grandella won the first match. Khan countered with victory in the second. This is the decider. First lap completed. Still Khan in the lead. De Grandella just above her and just behind her. Bell this time. 250 metres lies between these riders and the gold and silver medals. Khan gradually picking up the pace. She's out of the saddle now. De Grandella mounts her challenge around the outside. She's got to go around the outside of Khan. She is not on terms as they come towards the line. Danielle Khan on the inside of the track will take the gold medal. So gold for Great Britain, and Danielle Khan takes it by beating Nikki De Grandella in 2 matches to 1.
In the women's sprint, France takes bronze, Belgium takes silver, and Great Britain bags the gold. So I'm here with gold medalist Dani Khan. Congratulations. The whole crowd are so delighted for you. You've done the double, another gold medal. Did you expect coming into these championships that you could do it?
Well, I knew training had been going well, so I could take confidence from that. But, you know, nothing's, you know, in sport so unpredictable. So I still had to come here, go through all the processes and stuff. So I just can't believe it. I think it'll take such a long time for this to sink in.
Well, I was chatting to Becky James earlier. We both had goosebumps. We're just so delighted. Did she come and give you any words of advice or anything before the race?
She just come, you know, to calm me down and relax me, which was great, really. You know, she's the one to look at and take, you know, everything from. So it was brilliant to have her to come and, you know, have a few words with, calm me down.
And so what does the future hold for Dani?
Well, obviously I've got the Kieran tomorrow, and then next week I'm straight back racing in Manchester for the national championship. So got to get through that, and then rest week, which will be nice.
Yeah, you definitely deserve it. I think all the crowd would just agree with me. We're all super proud of you. Well done. Congratulations. So on to day 5, and there's still plenty to see here today. We're going to start off with the men's Madison.
Head of the race are the Italian team, just coming out of corner 2, I should say, heading for corner 3. So the Italians are currently languishing in joint 6th place on 3 points. And as Mike has just mentioned, the battle will be determined by the result of the final sprint for the bronze medal at least, and of course for the gold and silver as well, because Denmark and New Zealand on the same lap, the only two teams who have gained and retained that lap during the course of this 120 laps of high-speed Madison action. Oh, there's a huge crash there, down underneath the scoreboard. It looks like New Zealand have been felled in that crash as well. Denmark, they were okay. Well, of course, the other rider from the team needs to stay in the action. They can return to the race. It's only within the last kilometre that teams can't return to the race. So the head of the race is still Italy in the back straight. The chase being led by Great Britain and Australia. So I think New Zealand are going to be able to rejoin the race with a second man here. Coach pushing him back into the action. Well, I did sound that cautionary note a few moments ago, but as the riders tie up, it becomes more and more difficult to keep that focus of attention required to execute the changes with so many riders on the track. Only 8 laps to go. Great Britain leading the string in the back straight. Well, they've left it late, but if they can sweep up some points, Great Britain, who are currently in 8th place with 2, well, they are outside the potential to get the bronze medal, unfortunately. It would be great to cross the line in 1st place. Great Britain leading Denmark down the back straight. Denmark, of course, are in a very good position with a 1-point advantage over New Zealand. New Zealand having suffered the misfortune of one of their team crashing out there, but has now rejoined the race. Denmark, Great Britain, Australia, the order, with Switzerland chasing hard. 6 laps to go. It'll be 5 when the leaders reach the home straight this time. It is Denmark, the leaders in the classification. They're at the front of the race here. Well, Denmark are determined to take this one literally by the scruff of the neck. Australia, Great Britain and Switzerland in the chase here. Danish rider cutting his way through the resting riders there. It's Mathias Krigbaum of Denmark. Now he swings his teammate Jonas Poulsen into the action. Denmark are the head of the race. Czech Republic, and then it's Switzerland, followed by Colombia and Great Britain. And New Zealand have found their second wind after that misfortune a few laps ago. So New Zealand now fully committed to the chase. They need to try and reel Denmark in and get more points in the final sprint. New Zealand, the man making the running here is Liam Aitchison. Remember, the Dane is the leader on the track here, underneath the scoreboard. Bell this time for Denmark. Head of the race are Denmark. The final change for the Danes. But here come New Zealand. Denmark being chased hard by New Zealand. Remember, Denmark have the 1-point advantage. Denmark around the final bend. Here come New Zealand, but they've left it too late. Denmark crossed the line in 1st place. New Zealand follow them across the line. Wow, what a great Madison race. And Denmark look as though they have got it. They had the lap advantage. They had 1 point ahead of New Zealand, and they took the final sprint. So Mike will confirm that result for us, but no doubt that Denmark and New Zealand, the 2 teams who gained the lap, will take gold and silver. But who will win the battle for the bronze medal?
In the men's Madison, Australia takes the bronze, New Zealand takes the silver, and Denmark finds gold. Now we're going into the men's sprint.
So the 2 riders line up once again as before. On the inside for New Zealand, it's Jeremy Presbury, and on the outside for Lithuania, Svaidas Janauskas. 3 laps of the track between these 2 to decide who becomes the Junior World Sprint Champion.
Well, the adrenaline will be really going with these 2 riders, especially on that little delay while we just rectified the problem with the track. Now full concentration. 3 laps away from a medal, but will it be gold? Will it be silver? This is the one that decides it. So Presbury was the winner of the first match. His opponent, Janaskas, responded by taking match 2. Both powerful sprinters with a good closing speed. So this tactical battle may hold the key to the outcome of this sprint final. Both riders still high on the track. There's only 1 lap to go when we come to the finishing straight this time. Who's going to be first to commit to the sprint here? There's the bell. That's the sound they want to hear, because now they know we're full on for the line, and Janaskas attacking from the second position here, draws level with Presbury as he comes to the finishing straight. Lithuania on the outside. Well, he takes it. Svadžiūnas Janaskas of Lithuania with a very well-judged sprint. Came around his opponent, partway down the back straight, had the closing speed to beat him to the line, and in a match that took 2-1 to take it, the gold medal is taken by Lithuania, and the silver medal by Jeremy Presbury of New Zealand.
In the men's sprint, Russia takes home bronze, New Zealand gets another silver, and Lithuania takes gold.
Well, as we get confirmation of that minor final, Falapi winning it, therefore 7th overall. Heinz in 2nd place in that event, therefore 8th overall, and Greo for Italy just getting the photograph for 3rd place in the event, therefore 9th overall. Rogovaya 10th overall, Verimo 11th, and Deborah of India in last place 12th. But we now move to the biggie. This is the one where medals will be won and lost. The final of the women's keirin, and naming them in no particular order: for Belgium, Niki de Grandella; for Colombia, Marta Bayona; for France, Melisande Pang; for Korea, Sujin Kim; for Russia, Tatiana Kiselova; and for Great Britain, Danielle Khan.
So the medals at stake here, and it's de Grandella, silver medalist in the sprint, who is comes to the front of the little string here and latches onto the rear wheel of that Derny. Kiseleva of Russian Federation next, followed by Pau of France. Then Daniela Khan, already twice gold medalist this week. And the final 2 riders in line from Colombia, Marta Bayona, and just in front of her, the rider representing Korea, Sujin Kim. So that's the order they have established behind the pacer. So Daniela Khan aiming to emulate the feat of our event ambassador Becky James by winning sprint and keirin gold. But she has to overcome the other riders in this heat to do so. And it's a strong field here for this medal ride as we reach 36 kilometers per hour. Pace slowly being ramped up. Khan in 4th spot, just behind Melisandre Pau, but it's Niki de Grandella who is right behind that Derny, tucked onto the back wheel. Halfway mark this time. Found a little gap open there, perhaps anticipating a move once the Derny leaves the track. Well, this one really building the suspense now. The Derny will be leaving the track in the back straight. De Grandella looks behind, in fact all the riders looking behind, with the exception of the Colombian who is at the back. Derny leaves the track. De Grandella leading Kiseleva, with Pan in 3rd place and Khan 4th, vying for that position with Kim of Korea. De Grandella looking up the track, just waiting for this one to explode into action. We know Danielle Khan has got a long sprint. Pan did very well to hold that up there as Khan came through. Danielle Khan of Great Britain takes up the lead position with a lap and a little bit to go. Bell this time. Daniela Khan taking this one on from the front, but being challenged now by De Grandella of Belgium. The Belgian who lost out to Khan in the sprint, draws level. Khan, though, retains the advantage, taking her opponent just slightly up the track there. Khan, though, settling back below that red line. Daniela Khan of Great Britain on the front. Pan challenging around the outside on the line. Oh, Pan took it just ahead of Danielle Khan. Well, Melisandre Pan of France. Little twitch in the middle of that build-up to the sprint. She did very well to stay upright, and she did even better to cross the line ahead of Great Britain's Danielle Khan. We'll wait for confirmation of that result, but no question that it was the French rider, Melisandre Pan, who just beat Danielle Khan across the finish line.
In the women's keirin, Korea takes home bronze, Great Britain gets itself a silver medal, and France takes gold. So that marks the end of the 2013 UCI Juniors Track World Championships. We've seen some fantastic performances on the track, and I've no doubt we'll see many of these young riders competing again in the near future. I'm Kat Kuby, I'll see you soon.